All right, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the 12 tribes of Yasha, giving, of course, all honor and glory and praise unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All right, that's all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, who is the Father, in the name of His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI. It's your brother Yasha. All right, coming back with y'all with another video. All right, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, Barakatham to the 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, so I taught this video history and geography of the Bible, right? And so all right, Khan. So Salaki. So we're going to be going into Jeremiah the 35th chapter. All right, Jeremiah the 35th chapter, and I'm gonna break it down, and through the I got things written down. So I'm gonna break it down through what the Most High has given me in this chapter. All right. So Salaki, I'll be right back. All right. So let's go to Jeremiah 35. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 35, verse 1. It says, the word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Joachim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, so Jehoiakim, right? Let's get some stuff on Jehoiakim. Jehoiakim, right? Let me share my screen. All right, let me share my screen. All right, so let's get something on Jehoiakim, right? So Jehoiakim, right? So we're reading about Jehoiakim in the book of Jeremiah. All right, so ignore this Edomite. All right. So Jehoiakim. So he reigned from I believe it was 609 to 598 BC. All right, let's get that. 609 to 598 BC. All right, so it says Jehoiakim, sometimes spelled Jehoiakim, was the 18th and unto Ptolemy, king of Judah, from 609 to 598 BC. So 609 to 598 BC, that was Jehoiakim's reign, which is 11 years. And it says he was the second king of Josiah, all right, and Zebediah, the daughter of Pedadiah of Numa. His birth name was Eliakim. So you understand that before his name was Jehoiakim, it was Eliakim. But when he was set up by Pharaoh Necho, when it says right here, Pharaoh Necho disposed to making Eliakim king in his place, when he placed on the throne, his name was changed to Jehoiakim. So Jehoiakim is not his native or original name, but it's Eliakim. So he was born in Jerusalem. He died in Jerusalem. And his successor is Jehoiakim, his son, right? And his father, I believe, was Josiah, king of Judah. So they were all kings of Judah. All right, they're reading about right here. All right. So that's a little bit on Jehoiakim. All right. So Jehoiakim was in reign when Jeremiah the prophet was roaming around. All right. Or prophesying. All right, so Jeremiah chapter 35, verse 1. The word which came unto Jeremiah from the Lord in the days of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, saying, go unto the house of the Rechabites, and speak unto them, and bring them into the house of the Lord, into one of the chambers, and give them wine to drink. So the Rechabites, right? Rechabites. The Rechabites are, they're not Israelites, right? They're not Israelites. But let's go to Rechab real quick. Right, the Rechabites. Let me share my screen. All right, so the Rechabites. So it says Rechabites are a biblical clan, the descendants of Rechab through Jehonadab. So they're descendants of Rechab. So Rechabite, you understand that in the scriptures, whenever you see at the end, latter part of the word, it will most likely mean descendant of. That's why you have Israelite, Moabite, Ammonite, Edomite, Hamite, Elamite. So you have a lot of ites. You see that in the scriptures, meaning descendant of. So according to biblical sources, it says they belong to the Canaanites, who accompanied let me just zoom in a little bit. Who accompanied the Israelites into Holy Land and dwelt among them. So yes, the Canaanites, they dwelt among us in the land of Israel. All right. The main body of the Canaanites dwelt in cities and adopted settled habits of life, but Jehonadab forbade his descendants to drink wine or to live in cities. So you'll read that in Jeremiah the 35th chapter. We're going to read that. All right. So that's a little bit on the Rechabites. We're going to get more deep into it though. All right, through the Spirit. All right, Lord willing. All right. So, verse 3. All right. It says, verse 3. Then I took Janaziah, the son of Jeremiah, the son of Habaziah, and his brethren, and all his sons, and the whole house of the Rechabites, and I brought them into the house of the Lord, into the chamber of the sons of Hanan, the son of Igdaliah, a man of God, which was by the chamber of the princes, which was above the chamber of Manasseh, the son of Shallum, the keeper of the door. So Jeremiah is bringing these Rechabites to the keeper of the door, right? And I set them before the sons of the Salakia. He brought in verse 3 it says, then I took Janaziah and the son of Jeremiah, right? All the way to the whole house of the Rechabites. Verse 5, and I set them before the sons of the house of the Rechabites pots full of wine and cups, and I said unto them, drink ye wine. So Jeremiah told these Rechabites, remember, their forefather made them not drink wine and to dwell in tents. Well, we're going to see what happens. It says, drink ye wine. But they said, we will drink no wine, for Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, commanded us, saying, ye shall drink no wine, neither ye nor your sons forever. So they told Jeremiah that we can't drink wine, and this wasn't for, just because. It's because their forefather, Jonadab, right, commanded them to not drink wine. It says, ye shall drink no wine, neither ye nor your sons forever. Right? Neither shall ye build house, nor sow seed, nor plant vineyard, nor have any, but all your days shall ye dwell in tents, that ye may live many days in the lands where ye be strangers. Because there's strangers in our land. Our land is really from the river valley, of the river Nile to the river Euphrates. But, the land of Israel, right now, that's our land, and they dwell among us. It said, thus have we obeyed the voice of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, our father, and all that he hath charged us, to drink no wine all our days. We are wives, our sons, and nor our daughters, nor to build houses for us to dwell in. Neither have we vineyard, nor field, nor seed. So there were nomads, you know what I'm saying? They were travelers, traders that would travel a lot, right? They were itinerant people. Verse 11. But we have dwelt in tents and have obeyed and done according to all that Jonadab our father commanded us. But it came to pass when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up into the land, right? Because remember, this is during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. All right, Nebuchadnezzar. Let's get some history on him real quick. Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar the second. All right, Nebuchadnezzar the second. That's what it's talking about. Nebuchadnezzar II, he reigned from 605 to 562 BC. He was one of the strongest Babylonian rulers of his time, right? And his the person that succeeded him was I believe his son Nabopolassar. All right, Khan right here, Nabopolassar, or Sly. His son was Belshazzar. All right, Belshazzar, and his father was Nabopolassar, I believe. Right, so yeah, you can read about Nebuchadnezzar II on your own. You know what I'm saying? You can read about him in the various books and scriptures. Second Kings, I believe. Um, Daniel, right? Jeremiah, we're reading about him right now, right? So you can read about Nebuchadnezzar II in the various books, all right? And yes, he's a real historical figure, right? All right, so let's keep going. Verse 11. But it came to pass when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came up into the land, that we said, Come and let us go to Jerusalem for fear of the army of the Chaldeans. So they feared the army of the Chaldeans. So that's why they came to Jerusalem to dwell among us. You know, we were established people. We had cities, we had infrastructure. So they came to dwell with us because they could only dwell in tents. They didn't dwell in a city. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it says, Come and let us go to Jerusalem for fear of the army of the Chaldeans and for fear of the army of the Syrians. So we dwelt at Jerusalem, right? Let me just put this up. It says, verse 12. Then came the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Go and tell the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, will you not receive instruction to hearken to my word, saith the Lord. So before we go any further, the Rechabites, let me get something about the Rechabites again. All right, so the Rechabites, they were non-Israelites, right? In Jeremiah, right, verse 11, they dwelt among us. They are also descendants of Rechab, and let's get something about Rechab. So Rechab, all right, is the name of three men in the Bible, all right, but we're focusing on Rechab, the Kenite, right, mentioned as a father of Jehonadab, right. It says Rechabites derivative of the name. Okay, so the Canaanite, the Kenite. So the Kenites, it says that they were a nomadic tribe in the ancient Levant. The Levant is where our land is. All right, that's the same thing. The Levant. Let's look up the Levant real quick. So the Levant is a land strip, basically, of our land, right? This whole area right here, right? That's the Levant. See that? So from here, you know, a little bit of Turkey, all the way down to the Suez Canal, right, near Egypt. Then they're in you know, touching Egypt and by the Sea of Cueva, right? So that's the Levant, and they also dwelt in the Levant, all right. And Levant, yes, our land is part of the Levant, all right. It says they were coppersmiths and metal workers. They played an important role in the history of ancient Israel. One of the most recognized Kenites is Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, who was a shepherd and a priest in the land of Midian. So yeah, you read about Jethro, you know, in the first, I believe, Exodus, right? Exodus. So Jethro, he was a father-in-law of Moses, because remember, Moses got a wife of Midian, a Midianitish woman, I believe it says. All right. So he was one of the famous, you know, the most, you know, famous Kenites, right? Let me see. All right. So yeah, that's a little bit on the Kenites. So the basically Rechabites is just a certain clan of the Kenites. All right. So Jeremiah chapter 35, verse 14. So these the descendants of Rechab, they all listened to their father, right? The commandment of their father. All right. They didn't drink wine. They didn't dwell in cities. They dwell in the tents. They didn't have a vineyard, right? Like it says. They didn't have a field. They didn't have seed. All right. They couldn't build houses. They just dwelt in tents. So they obeyed the voice of their father, right? Now watch this. This is verse 14. The words of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, that he commanded his sons not to drink wine, and performed, meaning that what? The commandment from one of Rechabite's descendants, which is in this case will be Jonadab. Jonadab commanded his children to not drink wine, and they have to perform that word. They don't drink any wine. For unto this day they drink none. Unto this day they drink none. But obey their father's commandment, notwithstanding I have spoken unto you, rising early and speaking, but ye have not hearkened unto me. So the Lord just made Jeremiah give wine, get the Rechabites, give them wine, just so that the Lord can say, well, look at this. Look at these people. Look at the Rechabites, the heathen. They can listen to their father, which is in earth. They can listen to them by not transgressing their father's word. But y'all can't listen to me, and I am your father, right? And that's the problem with Israel. The Lord keeps sending up prophets, rising up early and sending them. That's what he says all through the book, throughout the book of Jeremiah. I have sent many prophets, rising up early and sending them. No. Let's go to that. Let's go to one. We have not hearkened. That's the thing with our people. You have a lot of camps out here. You know? A lot of camps. A lot of men that's out in the highways and hedges, preaching this word, rebuking our people, telling them they're going off. Yet they don't listen. You know? In Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 25. Since the day that your fathers came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, rising daily rising up early and sending them. So the Lord has been sending prophets from the beginning of time, yet our people have not listened, have not hearkened unto their voice. Right? So we're reading another account of this. The Lord is basically mocking Israel. The Lord is saying these heathen can listen to me, can listen to their father. Right? They can listen to their father, but you can't listen to me. You know? Because yes, the Lord is a father unto us. Right? Let's go to Exodus. Exodus chapter 4, verse 22. And it reads, and thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn. So the Lord said that Israel is my son, even my firstborn. Right? So we are the firstborn of the Most High. All right? We are the children of the Most High. This is Jeremiah, verse 31 and verse 9. Jeremiah 31 and 9. They shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel. The Lord explicitly stated that he is a father to Israel. And Ephraim is my firstborn. If you're a father to Israel, what does that make Israel to the Lord? His children. All right? But it says, and Ephraim is my firstborn. So that's a synonymous term. Israel and Ephraim is the same thing, right? In certain cases. And in this case, it is. So Israel is my firstborn. So he stated it again, you know. Psalms Get Psalm chapter 82, verse 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. So we're the children of the Most High. We're the children of God, right? You Israelites, all right? And what does Yasha mean? That's my name, but Yasha is a whole nation, right? Israel. So what does Yasha mean? Let's break it down. Yah, right? Yah means he. Shar means prince. Allah. Yashar Allah, meaning what? He prince God. That's the literal translation. He prince God. Yashar Allah. Right? So in the English, in order for it to make sense, because he prince God by itself does not make sense. So in the English, English is not as simple as the ancient Hebrew, because in the English you have to add in a few extra words in order for the translation to make sense. That's why when you read in the King James Bible, some of the words in it, for example, right here, Psalm chapter 85 and verse 3, it says, Thou hast taken away all thy wrath, thou hast turned thyself from the fierceness of thine anger. So certain words the Lord or the translators have to add in order for it to make sense. Okay. So you understand that they made it italicized, that they indicated they did something to indicate that this was put in. You know what I'm saying? This was put in, it's not in the actual translation or the actual text. But they had to put it in order for it to make sense. All right, Lord willing, that makes sense. But all right, so in order for it to make sense, it means, right, he prince God, he is the prince of God. So in order for you to be a prince, you got to be a son of somebody, because the king is the father, but the prince is the son of the king. That's what the prince is. It's the son of the king. So who are you the son of? You're the son of the Most High, Yahawah. All right. This is not saved. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6. Matthew chapter 6. In verse 9, it says, After this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father which art in heaven. So if the Lord is not our Father, right, then why would the Lord say that? Our Father which art in heaven. It's talking about the Most High. In the so-called New Testament, the Most High is referred to a lot of times as the Father. All right, Yahawah. So the Father, all right, and because he's who? A father unto the nation of Israel. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7. All right, it's also a precept. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7. It says, If ye endure chastising, God dealeth you. Look here. If ye endure chastising, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastiseth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof are all partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we've had fathers of our flesh, which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be subject unto the Father of spirits and live? So the Most High right there is referred to as a father, right? A father unto the nation of Israel, right? So we can keep going in Jeremiah. Right. Jeremiah chapter 35 and 15. It says, I have sent unto all you, my servants the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, Return ye now every man from his evil way, and amend your doings, and go not after other gods to serve them, and ye shall dwell in the land which I have given to you and to your fathers, but ye have not inclined your ear, nor hearkened unto me. See that? So the Most High continually, this is the end of the cycle. Well, it is going to end, but it looks like during this time, it would just look like an endless cycle. Israel goes off. The Lord puts them in captivity. They sign cry for all the abominations, and then the Most High puts them back in their land, just so that Israel can be off and wicked again. But in the new covenant, and then the Most High's kingdom with YAHAWASHI, that's going to end. That cycle is going to end. It's going to come to an end, and we're never going to go off again, right? We're not going to go off again. That's why the Lord said that. John said that when he saw those people, the Israelites, entering into the kingdom, he said, "No one can enter into there that make it an abomination." Or that, and we know that abomination is a sin, so it's not going to be a sin. Sins committed in the kingdom of the Most High, unless it's by the other nations. Verse 16, because the sons of Jonadab, the son of Rechab, had performed the commandment of their father, which he commanded them, but this people have not hearkened unto me. See that? So the Lord, and he's jealous of that. These heathen were listening to Jonadab to not drink wine and to dwell in tents, but we can't even listen to our God the Father, right? Verse 17, therefore thus saith the Lord God of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will bring upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem all the evil that I have pronounced against them, because I have spoken unto them, they have not heard, and I have called unto them, but they have not answered. And Jeremiah said unto the house of the Rechabites, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, because ye have obeyed the commandment of Jonadab your father, and kept all his precepts, and done according unto all that he hath commanded you. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Jonadab the son of Rechab shall not want a man to stand before me forever. See that? All right. And I'm gonna show you where they dwelt at, and I'm gonna close out. So this is where the Rechabites dwelt at. All right. So from the Gulf, let's go to the Gulf of Quaba. So about right here, the Gulf of Aqaba, right there. Okay. This is also called the Gulf of Suez. But all the way from the Sea of Galilee, all right, up here, all the way down here, that's where they dwelt at, right, in these lands. And you see the Sinai right here, and this is Egypt, all right. So that's where they dwelt at, and as you can see right here is the land of Midian, and that's where the Canaanites, that's where they mainly came from. All right. So with that, I'm gonna close out, giving the course all on the glory and praise unto Yahawah. BAHASHAM, Lord willing, you're edified. Lord willing, you'll read it. Lord willing that you're trying to go out into the highways and hedges. If you're a man, if you're a woman, Lord willing that you're you're doing the same thing, studying, keeping the commandments, keeping the faith. All right. So with that, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah. BAHASHAM, Shalom.